Hello! Well, today I shall mostly be unboxing vacuum cleaners, and this is the latest machine to be unboxed. It's a Hoover Dustmanager. Hoover Dustmanager, Generation Future, the ultimate cleaning power, really. That's what Hoover say, but can they deliver? I very much doubt it in this case, but anyway, I got this dirt cheap from a company, I think they're called Amazon. I don't know if you've heard of them. So here we have the box in all its glory. This is a cylinder vacuum cleaner from the Hoover company, made in the People's Republic of China. It has various features, including a ridiculous 2,300 watt motor. It has a mini turbo pet hair remover, 9 meter working radius, carpet and floor nozzle, 2-in-1 tool, telescopic tube and HEPA filtration. The model number is TC5235001 and the colour is Indie Translucent Orange. And the gross weight is 10.1 kilograms. Handle with care. So here we are. Let's open this bad boy and see what's inside. Right, got my trusty pair of scissors. Now this I ordered quite some time ago from Amazon, like I said. It was supposed to be delivered by Yodel. I can't remember the date. It was sometime in June when I was staying at a different house. It didn't turn up. Yodel had lost it, although lost I think is probably the wrong term. Somebody stole it, because how can you lose something like this? But anyway, it was re-delivered by Amazon at no extra charge, and this time Royal Mail Parcel Force delivered it on the 1st of July. It's now the 20-something of July. What's the date today? Let's think. It's the 26th of July 2013, and so it's well over a month late. Let's take all that out, we don't want that. So this is the first time. I've lost interest in it a long time ago, but anyway, paid for it, so we might as well have a look. Right, there we go. That's the most difficult part over with. So, let's see what we've got inside. The usual piece of cardboard. First thing I think I'll take is the handle. This is a bog standard curved handle there. It's got a bit of protective packaging on the end, which I will slide off. And that is protecting the little clip there that holds the 2-in-1 tool. Now I've got flexible, quite rigid flexible hose. Very, very short. Can't tell you the length of that, but it's much shorter than a Miele. It's probably even shorter than the hose you get on a Miele S2, which is a pretty short hose, so that is very short. And, well, there's no swivel action, but I'm assuming it will swivel. Let's see, once I connect the hose to the handle, by pushing it in place, that's it, yes it does, it actually swivels this end. It doesn't swivel this end, but I think the whole bit here swivels round on the machine itself. What else do we have? Oh, now that's, I thought oh dear, look, it's already broken, but that is very good that they supply that now. This enables, I'm assuming, this bagless cleaner to be used with a bag, and it is far better to use it with a bag. So that is excellent. that Hoover have given you the option, just by supplying this little part here, to turn it into a bagged cleaner, which if any of you buy this machine and try it in bagless mode, I think you'll find it will lose suction quite rapidly and possibly overheat and keep switching off. If you decide to use the dust bag, you'll find it will be a lot better. Right, that's that. That was a surprise. Here we have Hoover 5-star service helpline. At Hoover we aim to make appliances that are reliable and long-lasting. However, should you have any questions or experience a problem, phone blah blah blah. Please call us before contacting your retailer. So that's that. Then we get the European guarantee and the user instructions. I wonder if it mentions about using it with a bag in here, because there's no mention of this in any literature I've seen. It just shows you, oh yes, it does actually show you in diagram W and Y here at the bottom that you can put a bag in. So to have that option, they should do that with all their bagless machines. I can think of their upright dust managers. They should have the option of having a bag. Perhaps they do now, I'm not sure. But anyway, there's that. We'll take out this. The bane of my life, the dreaded MultiTool. This is a 2-in-1 instead of a 3-in-1 like you get with some Hoover cleaners, so it doesn't have the dusting tool. All this is, one end it's the crevice tool, and the other end it's a general purpose sort of upholstery nozzle. Like I say, with some tools you get an additional slide which enables some brushes to come out of there to use as a dusting tool. So there we are, just the 2-in-1 tool you get with this machine. Right, we'll take this out. Now it's classed as a PETS model, but it only comes with a small turbo head, which for doing carpets is not very practical. It's okay if you're doing your stairs and your upholstery and your pet bedding, but for carpets, no. But obviously some proper pet machines, like say the Miele Cat and Dog, provide you with a small turbo brush and the full-size one, which to me that's what you should get. But no, with Hoover you just get this standard little one, and there is partial access inside to enable you to clear any blockages that may occur. That just clips in there, that's it, that's closed. So that's the pet hair remover. Next we'll take out the tube. Standard, probably aluminium, quite heavy telescopic tube with the obviously very familiar adjustable ratchet design, where you can adjust it to various heights to suit your height and to suit the task, whether you're cleaning up high or up low or storing it away. So that's your extension tube. The last tool to come out, and this is quite good, although this machine for this price, I mean I got it for pennies really, but the recommended retail price is about £180, but for that you can buy a Miele or Sebo. If you've got £180 to spend, do not buy a vacuum cleaner made in China, especially a Hoover. It pains me to say, but if you've got that sort of money, don't buy it. These normally go for between, I think this cost about £45 and I had a voucher, so I got it for about 20 quid. But under 50 it may be okay, but nothing over 50. But saying that, for a cleaner, if you were to spend £180, you would expect the floor head to have a metal base plate, which this one does. So you've got your standard carpet and floor nozzle, foot operated switch, so you've got brush down for hard floors, brush up the carpets. Now if anybody from certain home shopping channels, Bid Up TV is one that I saw them demonstrating a Hoover wet and dry vac. I actually recorded that, I'll be uploading it at some point. The man seemed quite knowledgeable on the history of Hoover, and he did a fairly good job until it came to demonstrating it with a similar nozzle to this, because he used it with the brush down on carpets and the brush up on his laminate floor. So all that happened when he was trying to clean the carpet with the brush down, he was obviously having a great difficulty in pushing the nozzle, so he had to keep lifting it over the dirt. And when he tried it on the laminate with the brush up, obviously the suction made it stick to the laminate and it hardly moved. So anybody watching, it's always the brush is down for your hard floor. This has got a squeegee on the back which helps to stop any dirt from being missed. You know, it sort of seals the nozzle a bit better having that little squeegee at the back. And it's up for hard floors, so the metal or the plastic part of the sole plate actually comes in contact with the carpet, and these litter pickers, more difficult litter, thread hair pickers, can actually touch the carpet. So there we go, brushes down, hard floors, up for carpets. Simple really, but obviously some people do have trouble with that. Now I think the last thing we've got to do now is take out the machine. It's quite heavy, heavier than I expected. Now this basic design, Hoover launched the Sensory cleaners. They were UK made. I think they were one of the last cleaners to be made in the UK. So this is based on the Sensory design, and the Sensories were bagged to start with. All the cleaners, they produced 4 models and they were all bagged. One of the machines was this colour, the translucent Indie Orange. I mean, it seems quite robust. It doesn't seem any different to me to the ones that were made in the UK. I've had several Sensories. There was a top model which came with a turbo head, full-size turbo head. I think it was in a silver colour. The wheels also had a rubberised tyre on them. These don't have a rubberised coating on these wheels. It also used a sensory system, a sensor system, so it did change the power automatically. Whereas on this one, you just turn this to vary the suction. It's also a dual purpose. You press it in to turn the machine on as well. It's also an automatic flex rewind here. So that's the Sensory, not the Sensory, that's the Dustmanager unboxed. Let's give it a closer look and switch it on. So here's everything unboxed. So I've shown you all the component parts as I've unboxed the machine, so I don't have to show you that again. So now we'll concern ourselves with looking at the machine in a bit more detail and seeing how the tools fit on and how we convert it from bagless to bagged. It's quite an unusual looking machine. It's quite squat, quite sort of fat, quite wide, quite a wide body. It does sort of look like a Hoover Telios that has eaten rather a lot of dirt and has gained a bit of weight. I do like the Hoover branding on the side there. Big Hoover logo on both sides. It's just part of the design. It doesn't really perform any function having that big round piece there. You've got a carry handle here, which with a rubber coating also helps to protect the machine from knocks, because this actually isn't rubber coated, it's just a handle, unfortunately. Would have been nice to carry that rubberized coating through here, because these areas, this side, are the sort of areas that you will knock into furniture when you're using the machine. So there's no real furniture guard on there. Like I say, we've got 2 large wheels. The back of the cleaner, we've got the parking slot where you'd park your main floor nozzle. you're just pausing the machine for a brief moment, you'd park that there. Got automatic flexi wind. This is where the flex is. In a light grey, you'd expect it to be a dark grey, but it's a light grey colour. So we'll pull out all the flex and we'll have it ready to switch on. I'm not sure on the length of the flex, but it is a 9 metre working radius, but that obviously includes the length of the hose and tube. So pull it out a bit more. On cleaners of this ilk, you normally get, there we go, you get a little red sticker on the flex, so basically that's saying don't pull it out any more than that. It won't pull out much more, so I'm just going to rewind it slightly so the red sticker has disappeared into the machine. So here we have the top of the cleaner, its exhaust outlet grill, your variable electronic speed, which is also your on-off button, your automatic flexi wind, and there's an illuminated bag full or cassette full indicator, depending if you've got bag or using the cyclonic cassette. To get access to the dust disposal system, we've got this little doobry. It actually forms part of the moulding of the machine. That's not good, is it? That shouldn't happen. I'll have to put that back. That's the seal that's come away as I've opened the machine. On the lid there we've got an exhaust diffuser, and under here it's another filter, all washable. You've got a foam part and there's a fabric part. It does say it's HEPA on the box, but doesn't look HEPA to me. You'd normally expect a pleated filter, unless they're saying all the filters combined make it HEPA. I'm not sure, but that doesn't look like a HEPA filter. Let's remove this Dustmanager cassette for now while I put back this seal. That shouldn't really come away, but anyway, no harm done. So that's the compartment. You'd either have the bag or the cyclonic cassette. Behind there we've got another filter. Seems to be a sort of dual layered thing. Assume that's washable. Behind there we've got the motor, and there's a little sticker inside with a phone number telling you to only use genuine Hoover parts. That's something I would stick to with any vacuum cleaner. I tend to use only genuine bags and genuine parts for it. Just like to know you're using the original parts. So here we have the cyclonic cassette. There's a little carry handle there to take it to the bin. Bit of a seal here. It helps seal in the dirt when the hose is attached. Here's probably, there's another filter. So lots of filters on this machine. This is probably still not what I'd call HEPA. Let's have a look. No. But there are lots and lots of filters. But they're all of a sort of a spongy, either spongy material or a thin fabric material. There's no sort of pleated HEPA design. But well, if Hoover say it's HEPA, I'll have to trust them that it is. So to empty this rather complex looking dust box, all we do, the whole top comes off, and basically you just tip it out. So there's no lever like you get on most bagless cleaners that you press and a flap opens. You just remove the whole top and tip it upside down into the bin. There's a sort of it's not a filter on the bottom here, it's sort of a rubbery finish on the base for some reason. And then we have some sort of a cyclonic area. The dirt will come in obviously through the top here. and will be spun round this part, and it'll enter the actual bin through that little hole at the bottom, if you can see. I think. Oh no, it doesn't. No, that's where it comes in, Roger, you silly boy. No, it comes in that way, so it gets, must be at the top here. It must actually get into the bin. Let's put the lid on. It's a shame I don't have any bags for this here, because I would have liked to have tried it out with the bag. Oops, there we go. Because I think I would find the suction power with the bag to be far greater than using this. Oh, that's right, the dirt comes in at the bottom and it enters the dust container at the top there, and then will fall into the other part. But like I say, this is not what I was expecting. You can use this bagged, so Hoover really should show this feature in their literature, saying it's bagless, or you can use bags. And it would have been nice to be supplied with one bag too. If only, you know, if you're cleaning out this or something, or you know, you're washing the filters that fit on this and they're drying and you want to use the machine, it would be nice to have the option straight away to be able to use this. This, I assume, will slot into here, and it does. So that turns this Dustmanager bagless cleaner into a bag machine. The bag collar will slide into there, and you can use it bagged. So that is very good. Little unexpected bonus from Hoover there. Let's pop the Dustmanager cassette in. Just fits in like that. You just drop it in, and that's it. And then close the bag door. Just click it into place like that, and there we have it. Let's put the hose in position. It will just be a click fit. And that's the hose, and the hose does swivel 360 degrees. And I believe, yes, just like the original Sensory, and something that Sebo do with their D premium canisters, well, all their D series, they have a tapered hose, so it's wider at the end that it enters the machine and shorter at the handle end. This is a similar thing, although it's not quite as wide as a Sebo hose, but it's short. The hose is shorter at this end and wider at this one. So that's supposed to help prevent blockages, and it's supposed to increase suction, I believe. So that's that. The 3-in-1 tool here, got a little clip which will clip onto the handle. I can do it with one hand, that's rather tricky. Oh dear. Don't move. Hang on, let me clamp you in between my thighs. Oh, something I've often said. Now, hang on, I'll just look at that a minute. Just have a look at that, and I'll just do it off camera. Oh, there we go. Whew, I've done it. There we go. So that goes on there, look. There's no suction control, you know, no relief valve on the handle. So you just have to rely on changing the suction using the electronic control. And then we've got your carpet and floor head, which fits on to the handle, not the handle, the extension tube. Just pushes, just a push fit. Hoover have done away with their nice locking system that they used to use. Again, look at that while I'm inserting the handle into the tube. There we go. So I've got the handle into there. Does need a little bit of adjustment just by turning it. Well, that'll do. Normally I'd like that on the front, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose. So we can, oops, oh dear, pulled it out again. I didn't push it in firmly enough, but anyway, you get the gist. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. You're intelligent enough people to know. Let's pull this. Come on, come on. Let's park it. There we go. That's everything. So that's the small turbo. So there we are. It's parked. And in a moment, when I plug it in, we'll see what it sounds like. Right, so let's give this machine a bit of a going over. I've already pre-tested it so I know what setting it's on. So I've actually got it on the highest setting. So we're just going to see if it has a soft start feature. I think it will do. That's, we'll soon find out. Not too bad for noise. It's always hard to tell when it's on a recording, but to me it's not bad. It's fairly pleasant. It's loud but not overly loud, and it doesn't have a high-pitched whistle about it like some cleaners have. The Sensory, the original Sensory, was supposed to be quite quiet, and I think they've probably retained a lot of the insulation, the sound insulation. Let's just have a look under here. Well, the motor is encased in another level. Obviously, it has to be, because you couldn't have them. You couldn't be able to see the motor, because that wouldn't be safe. But the motor is thoroughly encased. They're probably double-walled insulation, like the original Hoover Sensortronics. They were sold as having double-wall insulation for low noise. So we'll turn it on and then we'll turn it down. So that's on minimum. And that's maximum. So, not too bad. Now let's have a feel of the suction. I'm not sure of the air wattage of this machine. I don't have a device to test for suction power, but if I did, I'm pretty sure that I would find it to be considerably more powerful suction with the bag in place than the cyclonic cassette, because I believe the original Sensories, you can still get a bagged version of this. I've seen on Hoover's website. I believe it's over 400 air watts, and this will be 200 and something. So that's quite a difference. Let's turn back on. That's pretty good for bagless cleaner, but obviously that's with an empty cyclonic cassette. When it fills up, I would have thought with this sort of system the suction power would reduce. If we take out the cyclonic cassette, it might not let me actually close the bag door. We'll have to see. There may be a little fail-safe. No, there's no fail-safe system, so there's nothing to stop you using the machine with nothing in there. I mean, dirt would collect there, but it would very soon stick to that filter and it'd be a right old mess to clean. But just for the purposes of seeing if the suction power is much greater, I'll take it out. And there may be a marginal difference, but surprisingly not much. But I do believe that by using a bag, certainly in the case of this machine, the cleaner will last longer. Obviously though, if you're out to look for a bagless cleaner, why buy a bagless cleaner and put a bag in it? But until this company Hoover, can produce bagless cleaners that don't lose suction, they can do it with their Evolution multi-cyclonic system. That worked pretty well. But this type of system, the Dustmanager type system, doesn't seem to be quite so efficient. But anyway, there it is. The Hoover Dustmanager Cyclonic PETS cylinder vacuum. It's got the famous Hoover logo, bit of dust there, bit of factory dust. There we are. I think the final thing to do, we'll just test the flexi wind. The flex again is a very thin flex, which is, I would always advise pulling the flex out to the full extent, certainly until you see the little red mark, because if you have this coiled up and you use the machine on full power for any length of time, the flex could get very warm and could be a hazard. But we will unplug. And while holding the plug, just to prevent it from banging into the machine, I will press on the pedal. Oh, wrong pedal. I'll press on the correct pedal. No trouble there, that's gone in nicely, nice and smooth. So there we have it. That's Hoover's Generation Future Dustmanager. It's not really, I would say, part of the current range. It is available still. Amazon, I think even Very have this model, but I would have thought it's probably on its way out. It's quite an old design. Although saying that, being on its way out, the Hoover Pure Power is a much older design than this, and Hoover still churn those out at a rate of knots. But I'm pleasantly surprised with this machine. It's not too bad, not too noisy, quite powerful. Obviously I've not used it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. I might keep it factory fresh. But anyway, if you can get this for under £50, especially with the addition of that, then it might be worth looking at for a cheap vacuum. One thing I forgot to show you, which I will do before I go, plug it back in, is the turbo nozzle. Cannot leave you wanting more, can I? So let's pop the nozzle on and we'll just see how noisy it is and how fast these brushes rotate. That seems pretty fast, pretty rattly noise, but it's just exactly what I expect. Oh, that's good. The whole nozzle actually rotates. That's something I've not noticed before in any other cheaper Hoover that I've bought. So that's good because it gives you, the flexibility when you're cleaning. Although it seemed very scrapey when I pushed it along the carpet then. Don't know if there's a sharp edge. The base of the nozzle does adjust. As you can see, it sort of pivots. So it's supposed to keep, I would say, keep flat to the floor. You can just see there. So you can you can't go too far, but you can go a certain angle like that. And the base plate still is in contact with the carpet. Right, that's it then. That's me finished with this video. Don't forget, stay tuned for more. I'll be doing more demo videos. I've got a new one of the G-Tech Air Ram to do, a full demonstration. I'm going to really give it a torture test to see if it copes with heavy dirt on carpet and hard floors. Got the Dyson DC25 multi-floor model. There's Miele models I've got to test, Sebos, various other machines as well. So if you're after a vacuum cleaner or you're just interested in vacuum cleaners, subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified of any new uploads. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.